Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I want to get straight to it. So this is going to be kind of a part podcast episode. This originally was going to be a podcast episode, but I decided to kind of split this into three different videos. So I'm going to be doing my year-end list of 2024 officially. Tomorrow I have a flight to Colombia for the next 4 5 days. So obviously I won't be at home. I won't have enough time to record all the rest of the year end list. So I'm going to be doing all of it tonight, uploading it by the week. So day by day, I'll be uploading pieces of the content, pieces of, you know, just, video by video. I'll release it day by day. So just to get all the recordings out the way now because I won't have any time literally. And so the next full podcast episode I'll be doing will be December 31st. It will be New Year's Eve, and that's going to be the ceremony, the Versatility Podcast Awards show, where I am, dressed up in a suit and do all the best of the win, all the categories, all that good stuff. So we'll get to that. But I want to start talking about for this specific video, video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing disappointing albums of 2024, and I'm going to be doing honorable mentions of 2024. So I'm hoping I can get this into like half an hour. I don't want to talk too much because I have to do worst albums, best albums, worst songs, best songs. So I do want to get to that. So let's start off. Let's start off with disappointing albums. Let's start off with a list of disappointing albums. I have how many albums? I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. I have 14 disappointing albums here. And I'm going to show you guys on my screen just to kind of show you guys a picture of it. So you guys just don't see my face the whole time. So yeah, let me just show you guys the first album that I want to talk about that I think is going to be on this list for one of the most disappointing albums. Actually, no, let me just do this on Spotify. I think it's just easier to do this on Spotify. Fuck it. Insano by Kid Cudi. We're going to do this by Spotify. Okay, so as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, Insano. This was an album that Kid Cudi dropped all the way back in early January of this year. And again, 21 songs, an hour and 4 minutes long. And he dropped another album, a deluxe basically, but it's a completely different album. It's with the same track, it's the same title, Insano, but it's called Nitro Mega or some shit. It's a completely different album, but it's a deluxe next album, whatever the fuck you call it. That was dog shit. Like, that wasn't even disappointing because all of that was just simply dog shit. This was disappointing because, I mean, it's Kid Cudi. Anytime he drops an album, I'm very invested into it. And this album, I just couldn't get much into it. Yes, there's some songs I like. Of course, Keep Bouncing, Get Off Me, Wow, Electro Wave Baby. This one I'm not even a fan of. I don't know why the fuck I put this one here. What the fuck? Let me remove that shit. At the Party, I'm a big fan of. Porsche Topless, excuse me, I can't speak. Blue Sky, and Hit the Streets in my Nikes or my Nikes. Those again, besides those songs that I just mentioned, so 4, 5, 8 songs out of 21 tracks, not doing enough for me. Very disappointing. The ratio is not good. The production here sounds very weird, and Kid Cudi with a lot of these. It feels like Kid Cudi's trying to ride the wave here, and just try to do a bunch of like trap and rage beats and kind of just experiment with a bunch of shit. We didn't get a lot of Kid Cudi here, kind of just experimenting other sounds. But he was just tapping into different kinds of production, but we weren't really getting many songs where he's obviously like doing these crazy melodies. And what Kid Cudi is known for and what Kid Cudi is insanely good at is creating great melodies. Like Electro Wave Baby is a catchy song, and those are one of the highlights for me personally. At the Party is just another basic banger. Blue Sky is a very good highlight, and I think a very good song because again, it showcases good melodies and stuff like that. But all of these songs, or majority of these songs, they don't really give me anything special. They just gave me some really basic Kid Cudi verses, and the features aren't anything insane. You know, like even though I have like, for example, the songs that I even liked here, like Wow, ASAP Rocky's cool. But for some reason, I like ASAP Rocky's verse, so I kept it. Get Off Me, I like the Travis Scott verse, and the production's cool. But Kid Cudi doesn't do much here on this one for me. Keep Bouncing, this one I like the production. So even some of these songs, the songs that I generally actually like, that I have no complaints about, is Electro Wave Baby, Blue Sky, and Porsche Topless. And then Hit the Streets of My Night. He went off on those last three songs. But other than that, everything else is just kind of boring, very generic, not much interesting to go on. Kid Cudi, he brings the melodies. He gives me these introspective songs. He gives me these stories. Here, he's just kind of having a lot of fun, but there's no clear direction. So I was disappointed with this album. I just didn't feel like there was much that you can bring here. And yeah, I mean, I was disappointed. Don't worry about this gap mix thing. I was just recording another recording, so let's just not worry about that. I'll save it for last. Eternal Take Two. Little Uzi Vert is the next album that is going to be a part of my disappointing album of the year. As you can see, this is the album cover. So yeah, Eternal Take Two. You see these first two songs here? We Good and Light Year Practice? Fire. Everything else? Not that good. Chill Bay is cool, but it's kind of like I'm not really listening to it that much. So at this point, I kind of want to remove it from my liked videos or my liked songs. Space High is cool, and Conceited is nice too. But everything else is dog shit. Honestly, generally speaking, besides those 5 songs that, even with this one, I'm kind of tired of it. I'm not really, maybe I liked it at first, but now I'm kind of losing my interest into it. Space High is cool too, but the lyrics are also, every time I'm on the molly, I gotta take a shit. Like, what? Fuck out of here. Conceited though, I like the production, like the guitar in the back, and it's cool. The first 2 songs are automatic bangers. I've been bumping these songs a lot. Literally everything else here though, it's just not good, bro. It felt like Uzi was not trying on this fucking record. Like, he just pushed this shit out to drop it for some reason. Again, like, I thought the Pink Tape was this album that he barely promoted. He barely did much with it. It felt like he just wanted to put it out there and that's it. Like, get it over with. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with. I don't want to, like, whatever. Just drop it for the fans and that's it. This felt the same way, but it was different because it felt like he had a little bit of intention to make this into a big album and, kind of have a big moment with it. But this is simply just not good music. Like, bro, Pars and the Mars, what the fuck is that? Mr. Chow sucks. Meteor Man, like, what are we doing, man? Perk sex. Nah, hell no, man. Uzi is doing all these weird voices, these weird flows, and his flows is pretty good. I mean, Uzi has a great fucking flow. Can't it's literally part of his name, Lil Uzi Vert. I mean, because he could spit like a fucking Uzi, So I like the flow, but on these songs they just don't hit. And then this random The Rush song with Big Time Rush feature, which it was just them talking in the beginning. They didn't actually have a feature. Like, just nothing interesting with this album. The production's also like, I don't know. It's just eh. And like, this is the sequel of Eternal Take. Eternal Take had like this spacey atmospheric production. You don't get much of it on this album. You get it on We Good a little bit with like the intro. You hear like the little, like, you kind of hear like lasers in the background, like Eternal Take Two, and then it kind of starts off. And then Light Year Practice sounds a little bit like it too, but it kind of just falls flat after that, and it's just very basic shit. I mean, yeah, like, these songs are literally generally one of Uzi's worst songs ever. Like, this is not a good album at all. Like, this is gonna be one of my worst albums of the year. Disappointing right now, but it's gonna be in that worst albums list because, my goodness, It was not fucking good at all. Trust me. So we can get the fuck that out the way. Let's talk about Camila Cabello. CXO or CXOXO. This shit is not it. This shit is not it, man. Besides Chanel number 5, Pink XOXO, he knows, Dream Girls, and Pretty When I'm Cry. And also, I guess, Hot Uptown, but that one's kind of mid. I kind of force myself to like it. That's maybe why I like the song. But other than that, I'll be honest, I generally don't really like the song that much. So besides 5 songs, or 4 pretty much, because this is not even a full song. This is just a fucking interlude. But I like the snippet of it, so I saved it. Whatever. He knows is a good single. Chanel number 5 was, I think, the 3rd single. That was pretty good too, even though that one kind of took me a little while to get into as well. And then Pretty When I'm Cry, this is my favorite song on the album. So fuck it. Generally, I fuck with it. Everything else, not going back to. Not going back to. And Camila has dropped back-to-back albums. Not a fan of. I'm not a fan of that Familia album that she dropped in 2023 or 2022, I think. Not a fan of it either. I like that Don't Go song, which was the lead single for that album. But other than that, there was not much I liked from that one. And same with this one. You know, Dade County Dreaming, not a fan of it with the City Girls. No, thank you. Ugly, it was like a Drake interlude type of song. Not needed. I don't even go back to it. Both is just okay. June Gloom is a fine song, but not my cup of tea. And the songs for the deluxe, I'm not even a fan of either. And then I love it. I do not love it. I do not love it. So this is not the worst album of the year, but definitely disappointing. I expected this album to, not have 18 songs and only have 5 saved or 6 saved. Come on, that's not a good ratio. 6 out of 18. Come on, I expected better than that, Camila, excuse me. So, not a big fan of it. Next, we got to talk about Yeat. 2093. Don't get me wrong, the production on here is pretty good for the most part, but Yeat is just not interesting enough for me. I think Yeat is not tolerable enough on a lot of these songs, bro. Sometimes I just lose track of what Yeat is saying most of the time. And even if I'm just trying to listen to it for just simply for the production, that's honestly what I'm here for. I don't give a fuck about Yeat's lyrics. So again, I don't take it too much into the lyrics or go too much into that specifically. But dude, man, like literally the songs that I think have the best production are the only songs that I have liked here. You know? He doesn't really give me good performances, bro. He doesn't really give me that many catchy hooks. 2093 is fine, I guess. Like literally the songs I like here is because those are my favorite productions on the whole album. And the rest of this album that I don't like, again, the production's not interesting enough for me to be like, oh, I'm actually engaged with the song or whatever. Like the song with Wayne wasn't good. The song with Drake wasn't that good. Breathe, I like it. It's again, but again, the production carries most of it. It's a production that does its job for the songs that I do like, but clearly that's not even the saving grace for the whole album. Because if the production was flawless for the whole album, then most of this shit I would be listening to it more. And again, 24 songs. God damn, I'm not listening to 24 fucking Yeat songs. I don't know why I put myself through this. I mean, the saving grace was the production. Again, like I said, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 songs out of 24. Brother, the production couldn't even get half of that shit. And they couldn't get all 24 songs. They couldn't even get 12. So clearly, it's just not for me. Not for me. Yeat has some bangers, maybe in his earlier mixtapes and stuff, and maybe I can go back to it from time to time. But Yeat's not an artist that I think really does much for me. I don't know. But unfortunately, it doesn't end there because he also decided to drop another album, and that shit was also a steaming pile of dog shit. And the production couldn't do much as well. 2 songs saved: Forever Again and Geek Time. And to be honest, I would have never remembered about this song unless I got on TikTok and I was like, wait, this song is actually kind of hard. And then I saved it. And then Geek Time was cool. But other than that, boring, nothing interesting. I will say the cover is hard though. Look at that fucking cover. That cover is hard as fuck. But that album, not good. Hmm. Sorry, y'all. That album is just not fucking good. Tim recording still. Yeah. 15 minutes in. Lifestyle 2093. Sorry, Yeet. But just not my cup of tea. 143. Katy Perry will be my next album that I wanted to talk about. Katy Perry, man. What the fuck, man? The fall off is insane. I was expecting this album to be one of the bigger albums of the year. Or one of the bigger comeback albums of the year. Just because, this is Katy Perry. She's one of the biggest pop stars in the world at one point. Not anymore. Definitely not anymore now. But had a huge moment in her career. And I just felt like maybe this year we were going to get a resurgence. A lot of people made comebacks, or a lot of people started finally getting that spotlight again. But this one just did not hit the nail for me. Woman's World was the lead single, and absolutely was not a fan of that song. It was dog shit. Just lacks. The production's not even that good. The lyrics empowering. Yes, the lyrics are empowering, but it just comes out a little bit corny. Gimme with 21 Savage generally boards me as well. I'm him, I'm his, he's mine is cool. I don't mind that one with Doechii. That one's kind of one of my favorite ones on the album, but nothing too much for me. Gorgeous with Kim Petras is fine. Artificial with JID, that one's definitely my favorite song on the album. But again, even I don't really listen to that one that much. And then Nirvana was all right. Lifetimes, I'm not gonna lie, Lifetimes is good. I don't mind much of that album. Not the worst album of the year, but just disappointing. And especially since it's only 11 songs. Well, at least this track list. She just recently dropped the deluxe, and I haven't heard the deluxe yet. So when I do listen to the deluxe, maybe some of it will maybe we'll get some of it out. Maybe there'll be good material from it, but still, I highly doubt it, man. I highly doubt that this is even that this will do anything better than what this original album gave us. I'm just not a big fan of Katy Perry's new album. The tortured poets department, the anthology. Look, Taylor Swift is an icon. Taylor Swift is a legend. Taylor Swift is she's a god to her fucking fans. You got me fucked up if you think I'm enjoying this fucking album. If again, my opinion, my taste, and I like Taylor Swift. Nothing wrong with her. Nothing against her. I love Reputation. I like Folklore. I like 1989. I like what was that other album? Speak Now. Well, Speak Now wasn't really crazy into it at first. I heard the original, the 16 track album. I did not hear this one, the 31 songs, the 2 hour, over 2 hour, like, no. So I'm only really talking about the uh, the original track list where there's only 16 songs. I'm showing you guys the one with 31, but I did not hear this whole album. Because if I couldn't pull through the 16 track album, I am not pulling through 31 Taylor Swift songs. That's insane. I'm not. I'm not pulling through. I'm not pulling through 31 songs of this album. Sorry. Sorry, Taylor. Just not it for me. Not it for me, bruh. Not it for me. Boring as hell. Can't really complain much about it. Bando Stone in the New World, Childish Gambino. Man, I thought I was gonna like this album. Childish Gambino. I think this is his last album that I would say. I think so. I don't know, man. I don't know. This was just just not much I can get with here. Like Yoshinoba is a good one. Talk My Shit, Lithuania or Lithonia, I think, and Survive is cool, but the rest, just I don't know. Or actually, I do like In the Night too. That one's also pretty catchy as well. But the rest, not much for me to enjoy. Not much for me to enjoy. I really don't like it as well. Megan by Megan Thee Stallion, the album, not great. Not good at all. There's some songs here that are cool, but like Cobra's fine and Figueroa was fine and maybe even BOA or Boa, but the rest, eh. And then the diss track to Nicki Minaj, I think, the one with Hiss, that one's fine, I guess, but again, just boring. Not much I can get with on this album. Uh Hood Poets, this was also another boring album. Didn't get anything interesting, didn't get anything new coming from Polo G. I thought Polo G was going to give us something different, something he would sound more hungry in, but just gave us the same piano shit, the same bullshit. I thought this man was going to have a comeback this year, because Polo G's a good lyricist and he's good. He can make bangers, but what the fuck? He didn't give us anything interesting on this record, bro. Nothing. So Hood Poets didn't give me shit. This is me now. J-Lo, I'm sorry, but this year was not the year for her, man. The divorce, the flop of an album, the flop of the tour, and then she had to cancel. A lot of shit. The movie also flopped. Sorry, J-Lo, but this was not good. I'm not a fan of this one. Not a fan of this one. Can't Get Enough was the lead single, and I was already kind of making fun of that shit when it came out. I even watched the movie. I fell asleep during it, and then I tried to rewatch it just to give it another chance. Still didn't really like it, so I guess sleeping through the first time watching the movie made sense. Didn't really do much for me, literally at all. And then Bad Cameo by James Blake and Lil Yachty. I would thought this would have been one of the better albums of the year. I mean, James Blake is hit very, very consistent artist. He has a good catalog, and when he works with these fucking rappers, he makes generational fucking songs. Nothing about this album is generational, bro. This album just came and went. There's nothing I like on this album. I haven't went back to it that much, to be honest with you, but then again, I listened to it twice. Nothing screams to me. Nothing screams. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting screams to me here. You know, I don't want to drink that fucking walk, and I don't want to drink that coffee. I'm not interested here in any of this shit. But that's all cute and all, because all these albums obviously were very disappointing, and I expected these albums to be very good. But from an artist that happens to be my favorite artist of all time, he decided to not drop one or two albums. Yes, he decided to drop two albums this year. And if this was 2023, if this was 2021, if this was 2007, if this was 2010, if this was literally any other year, and Kanye decided he was going to drop two albums like it was in 2018 where he dropped Ye and Kids See Ghost, oh my God, I thought we would have been feasting. We were getting pure dog shit by Kanye West in 2024. And that's why I must say, do not be surprised that Vultures 1 or Vultures 2 is the most disappointing album of 2024. I talked about this on the podcast already about, when I made my review on both albums. Let's talk about Vultures 1 real quick. We go on this little run here. Do It, Paperwork, Burn, and Fuck Some. Burn is the best song on the album. I fuck with it. Paperwork is cool because the production. Do It is fine. And then Fuck Some is a banger. Everything else can suck a penis. Vultures sucks. Carnival is dog shit. Beg Forgiveness is too boring for me. Not much. Problematic is fine. King is eh. Hood Rat is dog shit. Back to Me is overrated ass song, but the kid, not the Kid Cudi, the Freddie Gibbs verse is fine. Talking, I like this. James Blake and North actually kind of doesn't sound terrible on it. She actually makes the song kind of fun and catchy, but not bumping it. Paid is actually not that bad, but still not my favorite or anything crazy. Keys to My Life, not that good. Stars, not that good. So Vultures won. At least there was a little 7 to 10. There was a 4-track run here in the middle of the track list that just happened to do something for me, and I'm like, fuck it. It's actually crazy that I was able to take 4 songs out of 15 on this track list here because of this little run that we had here. But other than that, the production doesn't give me anything differently. Kanye lyrically sucks ass. It sounds like he's not even trying. And Ty Dolla $ign is fucking carrying this album. Like, why is Ty Dolla $ign doing all the heavy lifting on this album? And the features are also not even amazing or anything crazy. Again, that Cardi verse on Fuck Some is cool. Travis on Fuck Some is cool. Freddie Gibbs on Back to Me is cool, but nothing insane. Nothing generational. Nothing that you would think you're going to get out of from a Kanye West album. Like, this is Kanye West, y'all. You expect me to fucking get mediocre albums or something that's just good? No, I need this is greatness that I need, that I want, that I expect from Kanye. So Vultures won, obviously was a huge letdown. But if you think that pissed me off and disappointed me, this ultimate piece of fucking shit of Vultures 2, Kanye West decided to pull the biggest album. This album infuriated me. This album, after first listen, maybe I didn't have this anger towards the album because I was still kind of digesting it, still trying to get a good feel for it. I didn't really like the album from first listen at all, but I wasn't very pissed about it. But then I started to learn more things about the track, and then I started hearing, started to digest the album a little bit more, and I'm starting to figure out new things every time I'm listening to it. And I'm hearing AI vocals, and I'm hearing these horrific ass fucking lyrics that I didn't even hear the first time. These hooks that suck dick, production that is so stale, and songs that even like there are moments on this album where it sounds good. Let me show you. Slide. Good intro, like the production on it. Ty Dolla $ign slid. Kanye did fine on it. Time Moving Slow, decent song, not much going here. Field Trip. Production is actually fire on it. Don Toliver's vocals, not a fan of. Don't know why he sounds like that. Kodak Black gave me a dog shit verse. Cardi was fine, and Ty Dolla $ign was cool. Kanye was ass on it. Fried. This was like a Carnival Part 2. This was dog shit. Isabella's 8 Seconds, literally the most unnecessary thing on planet Earth. The most useless shit ever. Promotion. Future didn't do much on this song for me. I didn't like the song that much. Ty Dolla $ign carried. 5:30. The first half of the song, it sounds good, and the production sounds great. But then Kanye, in the second half of the song, decides to just fucking ramble on and, yeah, man, fuck Drake. And all these bitches, fuck Drake. What did he even say? I don't know. Beat the pussy up like J. Cole. I don't know. Like, just saying the most random shit while on drugs, most likely. Pissed the fuck out of me. Pissed the fuck out of me. Dead. The most dead production, the most basic shit we can get. Forever Rolling. Nothing. Literally, I don't get nothing from this. Like, it's Bomb is literally the most dog shit song on the whole fucking album. It infuriates me. You decided to put your fucking son and your daughter on a song on this album. Go ahead, sure. Shit sucks. They're kids, and it's not even their fault. They actually make the song a little bit tolerable, I guess. I'm lying. The song sucks. I don't care if they're children. The song sucks. What am I gonna do? It's okay. It's not their fault. It's definitely Kanye's fault. It's not fucking North or Saint's fault. I'm not blaming them, but still, song's dog shit. And then the Miles verse, that version sucks too. Yo, hyping up Miles. That man sucks. He's not a fucking good rapper. I mean, he's funny because he has funny lines and he has like a funny like way, but we don't take it seriously. It's just for trolls. It's just for shits and giggles. I don't want Miles on a fucking Kanye West album, but that's what it feels like. If like this entire album, it feels like a fucking troll. It feels like I'm just getting literally if Kanye gave me his worst songs, all of his dog shit songs, all of his worst songs on an album, that's what this would be. From his entire catalog, all of the worst songs he can possibly imagine and put on, this is what he did. Vultures 2. A lot of these songs aren't even complete. A lot of these songs aren't even complete. They're just rough drafts. They're just unfinished shit. And he just foams in verses. Again, he also has AI verses on some of these songs for some fucking reason. By the way, River, this is a song that was from the Yandhi era and that was with Young Thug in it. Has potential, but didn't really do much for me either. Forever sucks. Husband sucks dick. This song is ass. Lifestyle with Lil Wayne, the production dog shit, and then Lil Wayne didn't really give me too much on that. And fucking imagine, Lil Wayne is not giving me an amazing verse to remember. So imagine, fucking one of the king of features and Lil Wayne can't even give me something good on this? No, come on. No. Sky City, another song that was a Yandhi song. What the fuck was this turned into? Piece of shit. The production and the hook from Ty Dolla Sign is cool, but everything else just literally there are some bright moments in the production or in Ty Dolla Sign's parts, or maybe in some of the features. But Kanye himself rapping doesn't do anything to me. He doesn't give me a single memorable verse, nothing, no memorable bars, and if they're memorable, it's because they're fucking ass. There's literally nothing that you can take from this album that you can't take from other Kanye West albums. This is the most useless album in his entire catalog. It's not finished. It's boring as shit. The production's not good. There is nothing bright about this. There is nothing bright about this. At least Vultures 1. Yes, I do not like that album. But there's a little bit of a solid run, and the production is somewhat consistent. And even the songs that I'm not a fan of or don't listen to it like that, I can say that the production's still not bad. It's just Kanye's rapping not that great, and then Ty Dolla Sign is just fucking carrying most of the album. If not, no, he's carrying the entire album. Matter of fact, this one, Ty Dolla Sign, doing the same thing, but not really. He can't save the whole fucking. I'm not expecting Ty Dolla Sign to save every single song because Kanye can't do shit for himself here, man. I'm telling you, man, Kanye is going through a lot. He's off that fucking nitrous gas and shit. Please get off of that shit, man. Somebody help fucking Kanye West, dude. This man is off of that shit. He is on that fucking galaxy gas that's messing up his fucking lyric ability, his I don't know, his intentions to make good music, man. Like it's fucking everything up. It's fucking everything up. He is in hiding, he is away from the public, and he's cooking up this shit, man. Man, it sucks, man. I miss the fucking Kanye that would fucking go through adversity in his life. This man would experience death. This man would experience the loss of his mom, the divorce of his fiance, and this man would fucking leave the public eye because he was getting humiliated and shamed. And this man leaves, and he comes back, and he just happens to make some of the best music in rap history. and he gives us some of his best music in his entire catalog. Like, where is that Kanye where he's putting 5,000 hours on Power? Even if that's bullshit, whatever. It sounds good. Sounds good to me. Working on a song for 5,000 hours? Where is that Kanye that literally is like, he makes sure that everything is picture perfect. The verse is key. The production is flawless, especially the production. Kanye cannot miss on the production. And this album, it just, and it's just, the thing is that it's weird because it's also incomplete. So we don't even get the best of what we could possibly get from the production. So we do get like good production on 530, on River, on Sky City, on Field Trip. But then we don't get the good verses. We get foamed in verses. Or then we get bad verses or decent verses, but then the production's just like, it seems unfinished. So we can't get a complete song. The fact that the best Kanye song of 2024 was Burn, which was 2 minutes, and the production was nice and happy and vibrant, but it felt like a fucking interlude because it was only one verse each, the hook twice, and I think that was it. It was just a short, fresher breath, a short breath of fresh air. And Kanye sounded like this was an old Kanye a little bit on that song. But everything else, like, there is nothing memorable from these two albums, man. This shit sucked. Vultures 1, Vultures 2, get the fuck out of here. Sucks penis. All right. And for the list, I'm just going to name you guys honorable mentions of 2024 albums. So I'm not going to go too much in depth with it. Just kind of give you guys the list here because I'm doing the top 50 best albums later on. So first honorable mentions, we got Supernatural EP and we got House Sweet EP, both by New Jeans. So it's only 4 songs with both EPs, so I didn't really want to include it on the list, top 50, whatever. But the honorable mentions because all 4 songs are great. I want to put Timeless by Kaytranada is another yeah, wait, let me just show you guys here. I mean, Supernatural EP, as you can see there, that's going to be one of my favorite ones there. How Sweet as well is going to be another honorable mention there. Timeless by Kaytranada is another honorable mention. Did not make the top 50, but still one of my favorite albums of 2024. Still pretty good album for me. I'll Always Find You, or Come Find You by Blast. The deluxe version is also pretty good too. Honorable mention for 2024. Coming Home by Usher. Not my favorite Usher album, but I like it. I fuck with it for the most part. It's cool. Charm by Clairo. I was really tempted to put this in the top 50, but apparently it just barely made the cut. It barely missed the cut. Songs like Juno, Sexy to Someone, Add Up My Love. My goodness, just phenomenal songs. Or I said Juno, I meant Juna. Juno is, the Sabrina Carpenter song. Anyways, so those another honorable mention there. Soul Burger. Oh, I have it here. Soul Burger. This was a pretty good listen as well. Jake Absol absolutely killed it as well on this one. Gap Year by Layla. Yes, she actually dropped a surprise album. She's the TikTok song with "Not My Problem." That's just not my problem. I was like, fuck it, I'll listen to it. And I heard that she's Mos Def's daughter, I think. Interesting enough. So shout out to her. This was a pretty decent album, so I was like, fuck it, I could do it. Enjoy that one for me as well. Doing it for me, Larry June also dropped a pretty decent album. I fuck with that one as well. And then You Made Me a Star. 4 bats. This is a pretty short album / EP. I mean, it's an album. It's 11 songs, but still pretty consistent. Fucking You, Madman, On God, She Like, Date at 8. I Hate Being Alone. Hate to Be Alone. pretty good songs. I fuck with this album, but an honorable mention for 2024. So none of these albums that I mentioned are gonna be in my top 50, but I still got to give them a shout out. Still got to give them a shout out. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are my disappointing albums of 2024. And those were my honorable mentions of 2024. So we just got to do worst albums, worst songs, and best albums. So that's all we got to do here. So that is that. See you guys in a bit. Take care. Peace out.